There's a lot of people that hide behind the fear of being into something that they actually have to work hard for. They actually cannot make a commitment or an investment purely because they don't believe in themselves. The reason why people don't want to invest in something or commit to something is because they lack the confidence. They are insecure and they don't want to actually give something a go because they're so scared of failing. That's why most people don't want to commit. That's why people say no. That's why you are the way that you are and you're going to stay that way. So when you don't commit to yourself, when you don't invest in yourself, do you know what happens? You become stagnant. You become exactly the way that you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. And the reason why nothing changes is because you don't want to make a change. Because what comes with that change is commitment. And commitment is required. And if you don't even believe in yourself enough, if you're too insecure, then you're probably not going to want to make a commitment. And so you'll reject the people around you. You'll reject anyone that's coming into your life, into your circle to try and help you. You will reject them because you don't believe in yourself. It's not that anyone's going to take it personal. Really, what it comes down to is that you lack confidence. You lack security. You don't believe in yourself. That's why people don't want to do it. And when you actually start to just have that little bit of hope, that little bit of courage, guess what happens? Your whole mindset starts to shift. Your personality, your attitude, your outcomes start to shift, but only when you actually commit. And commitment is scary. It's meant to be scary. It's actually meant to be a little bit like fearing. Like you actually have to be like, oh my gosh, what could this mean for me? I feel a little bit uneasy. And if you don't feel uneasy, then you're not doing something right. You have to feel a little uncomfortable. It's meant to be a little bit difficult. Because if you're constantly living in a state of comfort, if you're constantly living in a state where you're not challenged and you're just doing the same thing over and over, then you're never going to change. And the only way that you are going to grow is if you do things that are difficult, if you do things that are outside your comfort zone. That's what it's meant to do. But too often people want to stay where they're at because where they're at is predictable. And you like that predictability because then you know what's going to happen. Then you know what you can expect. And then you know what the outcome is. But yet you're still not happy with the outcome. And the reason why you're not happy with the outcome is because you know that outcome is not really made for you. And only when you do something about this will things start to shift. And how do you do that? Commit to something that scares you. Commit to someone who you know is going to help you that you don't want to let down. Make that commitment. And in that commitment, be willing to invest in it. And in that investment, be willing to commit to it. That's how it's going to go. That's what's going to change your life. That's what's going to change you. And when you change, opportunities present themselves. You are better for people. You are better for yourself. You're more confident. You're more secure. And you'll create a much better life for yourself. But only when you decide to commit, to invest, and to give everything you've got. Because the more that you just kind of like half-ass yourself and half-ass your work and half-ass your effort and half-ass everything in your life, then guess what the results are also going to be? They're going to be pretty half-assed too, right? So don't expect a different outcome. Don't go and hate on anyone else or keep rejecting people just because you don't believe in you. Because all I can tell you is that what's going to happen is you're going to keep going down that same rabbit hole. You're going to keep walking backwards in life. You're going to keep failing. You're going to keep falling and nothing's going to change. And all you're going to be is defeated. And you're going to continue to get defeated over and over again and feel worse about yourself. So what's the other alternative? The alternative is for you to change. Only when you truly decide that that's it. That's where you're going to actually put into it. And you're going to do something. And if it feels a little bit uneasy, if it feels a little bit uncomfortable, go for it. That's where you got to do it. That's exactly the point that you have to make to fully transition into something more, right? That any transformation is a transformation. As long as you're transforming into something that's better and a better version of you, not that old self, then you'll see that there is a whole new level of confidence that you'll hit that you've never been able to hit before. You're one decision away from a completely different life.